Hello everyone and welcome to QualityOldGames. Today we are having part 5 of the Europa Barbarorum campaign in Medieval II Total War. And in the last time we had some difficulties with the stability of the game, so we need to take again the Battle of Syracuse, where we are facing against 3 Carthaginian armies. And as you can see, this is kind of win or die battle for all participants. Unfortunately, we are outnumbered quite heavily, but let's see how we will pull these things off here. And in the last time, it was really a close call. I think our biggest mistake in that battle was to not use the cavalry properly. So, I think it's a correct decision to keep the troops inside the city center, so not to man the walls, but I think we need to keep the cavalry outside or send it outside as fast as possible. But and of course the lessons learned from the last try is that the enemy will circle around us, so it will be quite difficult to get proper concaves, but let's at least try. For example, here we might have a rather decent possibility for a concave. And of course then we need to protect the flanks here. And as was the case last time, positioning the troops is not too easy. So I guess these guys can throw even at the enemies coming that way. I guess this side was from where the enemies were least enthusiastic to come, so perhaps we can spare some units to that side. And could this formation be a bit wider? Then about slingers, let's hope they can fire rather well from there. And I think we need to push this formation a bit more forward so that we can get the shooters placed there properly. Then we have several cavalry units, some more skirmishers. I think they can provide fire support from there, and I think the general needs to be in the center as well, except that we cannot rout when we are in the center, so should we put him out alongside the rest of the cavalry? But perhaps we will keep him in. And let's see what's the best place to bring these guys out. I guess it's by this gate here. Okay. So, let's see how the battle will turn out. I think we need to head there, but let's get out from this gate here. And then let's move this formation a bit forwards. There. And perhaps we could bring the slingers in here. And perhaps we can get these into a bit better formation here. And it seems we have some enemies perhaps chasing us. So let's try to get away. Because we really don't want to engage before the enemy is properly inside the city. Okay, good. And these guys are riding. Of course, we could try to snipe enemy generals. That would be quite nice. But perhaps we will just try to hide here in the forest. And I guess we have lost the gates. And are these guys able to hide? Apparently they are still moving, at least some of them. But we cannot pay too much attention there anymore, as we need to focus on the defenses here. And by the way, let's not forget to put these guys into guard mode. So, enemy skirmisher cavalry incoming. And we have almost all of our cavalry hiding. Let's try to get these guys to some other location so they don't disrupt the formations there. Let's see if we could get those initial units to break. By the way, interesting that this guy isn't hiding while the kind of similar unit is hiding. Okay, those guys are marching away, it seems. So there are quite a few enemy skirmishers there. And it seems these guys are charging alone. So perhaps we might be able to break them. Let's at least try to do that. Okay, they are wavering. Let's hope they will break soon. Perhaps a cavalry charge. If we can manage to do it on their rear. Can work some wonders here. Of course, we need to be wary of their cavalry. And they are not breaking. And perhaps these guys should be brought to reinforce the troops there. Okay, first enemy unit here is breaking. That's some great news. Let's hope the panic will spread. Our other troops. And would it be time to bring in the cavalry? I think we are ready. Let's actually charge that enemy cavalry there first. Oh, there is enemy general. Let's see if we could take him down. Okay, those guys are fighting to death. So let's offer them a way out. Okay, those are spearmen. Okay, I think they can stay there. Okay, one enemy general is down. And it seems that army is about to break. Or at least they are taking quite heavy damage at the moment. And against whom are we fighting? Some spearmen. I don't think it's a good idea that the cavalry is fighting against spearmen. There. Is that actually... Okay. It's the defeated bodyguard. There is another bodyguard. Let's see if we could snipe him. Unfortunately, there is quite a lot of spearmen in here. So we don't really want to engage them with the general's bodyguard. I think it's beginning to be high time to bring these guys to the battle. Of course, it seems also that we cannot pass through there. Perhaps some flanking maneuvers could be achieved. Okay. There seems to be a cascade of panic happening. Some spearmen there. Can we actually get inside? The gates are controlled by Carthage. Okay. So perhaps getting these guys out wasn't that good of an idea after all. I actually think that the fight is going quite a bit worse than it did in the first time. Okay, this is not working. Is that gate actually ours? It is. It seems I'm just blundering away with this cavalry here. And those guys broke. And once again we are hitting those spearmen there. And the enemy is bringing their own cavalry to meet us here. Okay, I guess this was rather a disaster. And it will be quite difficult to conquer this city back, since there are a total of 4 Carthaginian armies here. Perhaps I should have kept the cavalry inside the city walls here. Well, at least these guys are putting up a decent fight there, but unfortunately it won't be enough. Yeah, that was a clear defeat. So, last time we managed to hit the enemies quite a bit more. And of course now this may cause a chain reaction here. Let's see if we could at least save Lilybaeum. I guess we can have trade rights. Let's not have that guy. And it seems our abilities to recruit new units are rather limited. So I think we want to hit these guys outside of Lilybaeum. And the computer can control those other troops. Of course, army-wise, we are, if we win this, outnumbered 3-1. by the enemies, and I should have remembered to save, since there are no autosaves in this game. And I think our main goal is... And what unit is this? Okay. So the general has spearman bodyguard. So the goal of these guys is to snipe the enemy general. And let's head there right away. Basically, if we can snipe him, the battle is pretty much over. There are some skirmishers protecting him. Hello, Bageles. Hi, Katerines. And good afternoon. So it's snowing in Greece. Is that common? Perhaps we should pull back from those spearmen. And of course now the question is, can we actually outmaneuver the enemy cavalry here? So these guys are engaging skirmisher cavalry. Let's try to hit that enemy general again. And I think we could bring our main force a bit closer to the battle as well. It was an absolute disaster. Yeah. Okay, it seems the enemy general is once again pulling back. That, of course, could present some opportunities. Okay. So, some spearmen there. And the enemy general is there. Okay. So we have routed those guys. And those are being routed. And here is our chance to try to hit the general. Okay, that was close. I think if they had been able to hit us in the back, our front could have suffered quite heavily. And the enemy general is breaking, so perhaps that could mean that the rest of the army could break as well. And of course we want to have as few survivors as possible, so let's try to inflict maximum amount of damage here. Yeah, getting it back won't be quite easy, as they are having that 3 armies there at the moment. But let's try. Even though it will take a bit of a time to get the troops into position. Or perhaps rather the troops mustered instead of getting them into position. Yeah. 2 full armies will be needed. I guess I need to raise 1 in Rome. Okay, I guess it was it for this battle. We managed to inflict quite heavy casualties on the enemies. And let's remember to save. Let's begin raising that new army. I think heavy infantry will be the Roman solution to the problem. Can we get some additional, at least some hastati there? So let's make them, and about Mediolanum, I think we should be able to get it under control. So I guess this is it for this turn. Okay, so we have the next year. And about that recruitment, it's happening quite nicely, but about the public order, it's doing okay. Let's hope it will remain as so. Perhaps we can raise taxes here a bit. Yeah. Well, let's see. I have noticed that the hastati and principes are rather strong, so perhaps I will base the army mostly on those units. And of course these are our allies, so could we actually somehow win the battle there with our allies? Let's try that out. I think we might actually win this. And of course, let's let the allies take all the casualties there. And I think after next turn we can bring in the reinforcements from Rome. So actually I don't remember on which side our reinforcements were. Well, let's put our troops somewhere in the middle and go to meet the reinforcements. And of course, let's see if we could do some damage to the... Okay, so it seems the enemy is pulling back. Apparently they were frightened by our army. There is one solitary unit there. What kind of units they are? Let's get a bit closer to find out. And let's form our own battle line there so that the cavalry can get behind them if the situation gets a bit too rough. Okay, skirmisher cavalry. And let's change the formation as loose. And I think we are ready to begin skirmishing here. And as they switch to loose formation, let's close our ranks and hit them. Okay, they are breaking, and I think we can drive them completely off the battlefield. And what's that? Is that the enemy general? Do they have reinforcements? In any case, that's rather interesting. And we are having the enemies on the move. Okay, so those guys are out. They are sending skirmishers against us here. And the enemy general is on the move as well. So, let's see if we could hit him. Is the whole enemy army on the move? Well, at least the bodyguard is taking quite a beating here. Let's try to avoid those skirmishers. We really don't want to end up in melee against them, even though they are only skirmishers. Well, the good thing is that we are giving these enemy units here rather good exercise. So, with some luck, they are quite winded before the real engagement begins. Is it too much to hope for that? We could engage the enemy general with spears. Let's try to cut them off. Okay, good. Alright, we have enemy cavalry perhaps flanking our units, so we need to send one of those hastatis to cover our flanks. And since we have the enemy general surrounded, I think we should try to finish this, or him, rather, here and now. Only 6 bodyguards and the general is dead. The whole army is wavering. Or rather, they're not. And it seems our allies are about to join the fray here. And this is beginning to look good. Let's try to wipe this whole enemy army out. Yeah, agreed that they have the advantage there, but I think the shock of losing the general will prove too much for them. So it seems almost all of their army is already routing. So I guess it's only those guys still fighting to death that are practically remaining from the enemy. Okay, and let's try to mop up as many of the remaining enemies as possible. Okay, so that should be one less Carthaginian army to worry about. Okay, and especially after a battle like this one, we need to save. And next turn we should have the fresh reinforcing army from Rome to turn the Battle of Sicily to us. Okay, some Carthaginian reinforcements. Unfortunately for them, rather small detachments. And they are all alone there. So I think we should be able to pick them off rather easily. And let's see if there is an opportunity to engage this army in a similar way that we won the last one. Apparently not. So reinforcements coming. My plan exactly. Unfortunately, it seems they have boats there, so but I think we should be able to hit this army pretty hard. So, some skirmishers, some spearmen, and I guess that's the captain of the army. So, it seems we have superior missile range. Let's make these the flanking force. And see if we can hit them in the back with this cavalry family member. The new narrative, do you mean that the Franks campaign? I think it took some getting used to, and I guess you noticed some a bit longer pauses there. So it wasn't exactly easy, but not that difficult either. I think it was actually quite fun to make. I have never tried to make something like that, so... Okay, apparently we are beginning to smash through here. Okay, I guess we are wiping that unit out. Okay, actually I think the Bello Gallico or the Jewish War from Josephus were kind of my subconscious examples for that. And let's try to wipe this army out altogether. Okay, thank you. Hello, JMC Jin. Welcome to the stream. And I think that's enough. And I think the enemy army will be wiped out. By the way, do you know if enslaving will end up causing some public order penalties at some point? And I think we could train... Perhaps we should make some infrastructure here at the moment. So perhaps we should transform this into colony. Well, perhaps next turn. So, JMC, we were just discussing about the morning's video about the perspective, and I said that Josephus and Julius Caesar's the Gallic War, or what's it in English, and Josephus's Jewish War were kind of my examples for that narrative. Okay, thanks for the answer, Vangeles. And let's continue our journeys with the diplomat. Let's hope these forces are enough to wipe those rebels out. In original Rome and medieval, rebels are rather a nuisance, but here I think they are much more serious threat. Okay, we have another Greek army here. So perhaps we should begin to concentrate our forces rather soon. Hello Trajan, welcome to the stream. It's good to have a Roman Emperor here to give some quality advice. And perhaps this army can wait for one more turn before we bring it to join the forces here. And let's save the money for making Tarentum a colony. Oh. Okay, so that Nari is rather weakly defended. Good to know. It will make a rather nice target. But I think the fleet needs to be strengthened so we can get our troops across to Sicily. And I don't actually dare to board, because we may actually lose the ship and the army. Oh! This would be rather nice building. But I think we need to wait for a bit. So, Tarentum will be turned into a colony. And can we train fleets in Capua? Yes, we can, but not just yet. And actually, I think we will begin the siege of Syracuse right away. As our friends have moved to such a close proximity of the city. And now, perhaps we should actually... Just wondering, should I make siege equipment? Because I don't want to enter the city alone. And of course, if these guys withdraw and these bring reinforcements, we may be in trouble, but... Well, I don't think it will cause any harm to make the siege equipment, so... Let's begin the construction there. Okay. So let's check that again. So for the investment of, was it 32,000, we could get an income of about more than 1,000 per turn. Okay, so 1500. I think the payback time would be reasonable. So I guess it's time to start saving. And let's get these guys across. Both of these guys are rather loyal. Perhaps we should lower the taxes there a bit. I'm from Finland, thanks for asking. And we do have quite a lot of snow every year at this time of the year. Well, not so when you get used to that. It's about clothing. Okay, I guess this is decent enough guy. And do we have some place we could actually send him? Apparently not. Well, we will wait for a bit. And apparently our allies are planning on leaving, but I think they performed their duty here rather well. And there is Ptolemy fleet as well. Okay, that's interesting. And let's start to save for the mines, except first let's try to increase the public order here a bit more. And perhaps after that I will have a new reason to spend all my money and so on. Well, actually the length of the day depends on the time of the year. So in the summer the days can be about, or the sun is shining about, say 18 to 20 hours per day. And of course in the northern Finland, in Lapland, the sun can shine through all the day, so 24 hours per day. And of course in the winter that's reversed, so in the winter it might be that there are several months when sun is shining, is not shining at all, and then the length of the day in southern Finland is some, say, 5 to 6 hours. So it kind of depends where you live. Okay, I think Syracuse will be ours rather soon, and let's not forget to save. Well, I guess you get used to the place where you live. I have visited Greece perhaps a couple of times, and at least in the summer it's a bit too hot for my liking, so I like rather more the Finnish, rather not so hot summers and so on. But I guess that's about what one gets used to. Okay, 2 more turns. And let's not forget the diplomat here. And I guess we have the trade ongoing already. Can we get somehow this guy across? I guess we can. Nice. And Capua doesn't have a governor, so let's send this guy there. And only 2 more turns. I was kind of a teenager then. At least in Athens. I have always liked those historical sites and museums. And I think we visited Corinth and was it the site also that where the Olympics were held in antiquity? And another travel, I guess it was to, or trip it was to Cyprus. I guess those were the places. Yeah, Olympia. And as a tourist group, we actually had a running competition there, so I can say that I have been in a second place in a running match in Olympic Games. Sounds pretty great. Yeah, I guess it wasn't right in the middle of the summer, but I think it was hot still. So we could create a colony there as well. And we could increase or improve the roads there. But I think I will still save for the mines. And I think Syracuse should fall to us. Let's save just in case and finish the turn. So it's nice that the diplomats can walk on the water small distances, or perhaps they get a boat, but at least those small straits won't hinder their movement too much. By the way, have you visited Finland? And I guess we have all our troops coming together. Hello, Papa, welcome to the stream. Okay, so the Netherlands. And by the way, it would be rather great to start hitting the enemy troops with missiles. I guess those slingers are doing their job at the moment. Okay. Do you speak German as well? So the gates are open. Let's try to be opportunistic here. Could we actually lock the enemy outside of the city? Okay. I guess the days were either quite long or the day started quite late. Well, this battle seems rather a blunder from the AI here. And there should be a fourth gateway somewhere there. Okay. So, were you at some restaurant? And now the guys are getting back. Okay, as a cook. Just wondering if I should reorient the line here so that okay, so they can get in. So basically it means that we will bring our army in. unfortunately the gates won't be kept closed, even if I capture them. But I think we can keep the enemy at least out from the city center. And it will be that 13 minutes still. So there is at least some kind of a battle going on in here. And unfortunately it seems our allies are not doing too well. Okay. So, are actually our allies being beaten by the Carthaginians here? Okay. So basically the same game with better graphics. I guess we may end up fighting after all. Okay. So do you own the Rome Remastered? Okay. So do you own the Rome Remastered, and if yes, are you planning on playing that EB1 in Remastered? Okay. Kind of funny thing is that even though we are inside the city and the AI is outside of the city, I guess once that timer goes to 0, the whole enemy army will be wiped out because they were besieged in the city and could not break out. You have tried the remastered or the Europa Barbarorum in remastered. Okay, they lost their general, so basically they should be breaking rather soon. Okay. So, how did you like that Rome remastered? At least in my opinion, somehow the original Rome feels a bit more fast-paced and the graphics are at least a bit, how to put it, cleaner. So you get more easily what's going on there. And this should be it. So, Syracuse is ours once again, and let's hope it will remain so this time around. And I think I was supposed to make it a vassal state, if I remember correctly. Let's see if we can find some new friends in here. And of course, an alliance with these guys could help us achieving our goals as well. So the Ptolemies are quite far. Okay. Perhaps these cavalry units will be nice addition. Perhaps some missile troops. Or perhaps we can get some mercenaries. So, I guess it was Allied Democratic State here. Should be the way to go. And let's bring in the fleet. So hopefully next turn we can reach this city here. Do you think this Publius Julius Caesar is correct? Or a good leader there? Okay. So. It will take some time until we get this one. But since this guy's bodyguards are spearmen, perhaps he could be used there. But perhaps we will wait for a bit before making that. let's see if we can be shown in here. So, Somathophylakes archontos. So I guess this guy is an archon. And not too much to go until we can get... Yeah, so you think we can begin the conversion in here? Okay, and let's save and finish the turn. Okay, and I guess there is some small delay in the chat as well. Let's just hope that the Greeks won't betray us, because our troops in Sicily will be rather limited soon. And so as not to forget this diplomat. Okay, so this is rather large faction. Okay, I hope it will heal soon. And let's get the fleet going. Okay, I guess we are not getting the fleet going too soon, but let's reinforce it a bit first. And we could have mines there as well. And in one turn the colony should be ready, and we could begin making that wall there. So, what do you mean by consolidation? And I think that Nuri should fall rather easily. And I think we have a turn, but let's say first. And let's get the diplomat going. Apparently we cannot make an alliance because they are at war with the Greeks. But let's see what we can achieve with the Seleucids. Oh, you think I'm playing a bit too aggressively here? Am I correct? Okay. I found out in Total Wars that usually being an aggressive will make the campaign quite a bit easier. But then again, I don't know. So the unrest here is going to cause some troubles rather soon. And here, I think we can actually auto-resolve that battle here. Okay. Perhaps mines at some point, but let's make regional pacification first. And let's begin the construction of the mines here. And I think we have a turn. So is there another settlement on the same island? Oh. Okay, yeah, the unrest is an issue at least in Syracuse, but otherwise I think we are doing okay enough. So Nuri or Syracuse? Oh, I guess this guy can stay outside at least one more turn. Okay, so 5% going to 10. So who does own? Is there another city in here? And then the walls should be begun in here. And in one more turn I think I should bring this guy back to Syracuse. No, to what? Okay. I think in the minimap something shows us a bit lighter hue of red, but it's good to know that there are no cities there. And let's see if we could get trade rights with Seleucids. Let's bring that guy back in and hope everything works out well. In Rome, those roads of course could be rather good. But perhaps improving okay, we are actually improving the public order already there. Perhaps I should turn this into colony as well. Well, I guess next turn. And here, perhaps it would be best to try to drive that army away. And let's make some scouting. So Attic here seems rather ripe for taking. And perhaps I should start raising a new army. For example, in Tarentum. So that I could bring reinforcements to this northern African area. Okay, this is not good. Not good at all. And the Carthaginians are bringing reinforcements, and at least something happened to that army there. Okay. So hopefully that client ruler trait will offset his worse qualities. Okay, and we have hopefully not a hostile army in here. I think I need to keep him out from here because he has such negative effects on the public order. Massilia, it seems. So is this the capital? Okay. But at least taking that city would give us quite a decent entry point there. Unfortunately, he's just terrible general, or rather governor. Okay, this could be turned into a colony as well. Because once again we need to wait a bit. And finally a naval victory. Okay. Well, let's hope he will prove to be useful in Northern Africa. Perhaps those Massilians will attack the Carthaginians. I guess we don't need that guy. Oh. Okay, let's try to hunt down at least some of these. Oh, they are allies. Whoops. That makes things rather more difficult. And now I need to have a new fleet. And perhaps some extra troops in here as well. And of course next turn we need to hire some mercenaries. And I think once again we have a turn, except we need to do something there for the public order rather soon. Okay, it seems the Seleucids are being pushed back by Pergamon. Let's head to the Middle East with the diplomat to see what factions we can find from there. Okay, so It's going to be mostly mercenaries. Okay, so perhaps we can take the city next turn. And there is some other Massilians. We might actually end up having some difficulties controlling that city. By the way, do we know any causes for the civil unrest? Is it the culture or what's causing the issues there? Should we build some temples to Romanize them, or do you know about that? Okay, Karalis is being besieged. And if we sally out, we will need to face those allied armies likely as well. But at least it seems Ptolemaians and Carthaginians are at war with each other. So that's some good news. Hello, Achilles. So culture and law. Okay, good to know. So we definitely need some improvements for those. And perhaps the same issue is here in north as well. But does the culture work in the same way as in original Rome, so that the more kind of Roman buildings you have, the more Roman culture you will have as well? Well, let's hire some more mercenaries. And try to take the city here. And I guess these are our most elite troops, so, or heaviest troops, so they can go first. And they are actually defending there. Okay. And the reinforcements are coming from behind. I think we will need to conserve the skirmishers for trying to take the walls. But let's try to wipe out the reinforcements first. let's leave one unit off so that we can circle around or kind of flank this other unit. Okay, so happiness won't be too good there then. Okay. So I should start making colonies as soon as possible. Did I understand correctly? Let's see if we could break them. How, by the way, do you make settlers in this game? Or is it kind of similar to the building colonies? Oh, there is a manual. Perhaps in line with my aggressive playstyle, I usually read manual only when I run into troubles that I cannot figure out. Okay. Okay, I guess these guys will break easier than the other unit. And of course, when they get in, perhaps we could get as well. Fully agreed with you, Achilles. Oh, they have pulled back their troops in here. Let's see if we can get in with these here. Kind of rude they are not opening gates to their own men. Well, let's wipe them out then. Okay, so the gates are ours. Yeah, I'm sending in the heavy infantry to form a line before the skirmishers, or in front of the skirmishers, so that if the enemy decides to charge them, they won't be wiped out. Okay, that was rather good. They're holding up quite well here. Okay, so Achilles, you have played this game as a bit more fast-paced than the vanilla Medieval 2. Actually, in my first playthrough of... Okay. I guess in Third Age Total War the defense ratings are quite high. In my first playthrough of Medieval 2, I actually almost only built cavalry and just retrained and just continued to push forwards. That campaign went quite fast. Of course, the difficulty wasn't too high there. And of course now the question is, can we get enough troops to actually hold the city? I don't think we want to have cavalry here. But perhaps we could bring in some fresh troops from Italy. Oh, I should have brought the army with the ships there. Do we have... Okay, so this is a good governor. He can take charge of Syracuse. And let's lower taxes in Lilybaeum a bit. And let's see if we could reinforce that army somehow. And... well, let's make a river port. Perhaps that will help us out in here. And I think... oh, what to do with this one? Let's give them a couple of turns to attack us. Because defensive battle should be quite a bit easier there. Oh, we have a fleet there. Perhaps it should be moved to a bit better, or rather a bit safer place. Okay, Tarentum has stone walls. And how come the public order became so much slower even with this Marcus Valerius Maximus? Interesting. I guess his influence doesn't apply here for some reason. Let's make a temple there. Perhaps that will improve the cultural conversion. And here as well. And here... well, I think I will make a colony somewhere. For example, in Regium. Next, and what about Messana? So this is actually rather well Romanized. Or is it the same culture as in Carthage. So the Hellenism is causing the troubles there. Okay. But we still need to wait for... Actually, I'm not sure if I can hire another. Unit of those. Well, let's see. If I keep this guy out from there, if I could next turn at least see if I can hire a new governor there. And I think we have a turn. And the Carthaginians are attacking with their allies. And as our army is composed of good Roman units, I think we should be in rather good position to keep the city here. Perhaps I will concentrate the defenses on the city center because of the concaves that can be made in here. And this time the cavalry can be in the city center. And we still have 2 units somewhere in here. Okay. So, let's see how the battle will turn out. That reinforcing army will be the kind of make or break it factor in here. So these guys have a battering ram. Or are they just waiting by the gates? Let's see if we could hit them with some arrows from the towers. Okay. And apparently they were able to break the gates. Okay. First enemy unit is breaking. Yeah, actually, in 12 minutes there should be a video released where a Spartan noob square is tested about against 20 Praetorian cavalries. Okay, so we are having a fight ahead of us, finally. Quite a lot of skirmisher cavalry, actually. And it seems this flank is beginning to be secured. And in the day after tomorrow, I think it was that Spartan box. I think it was against some other cavalry unit. Those were actually quite fun to make. I cannot actually reveal the cavalry unit because, oh well, I think it's better that I say nothing more because that might give the result away. Okay, the first enemy general has fallen. Nice. Perhaps we could use this unit to block the enemies out from there and send these guys to reinforce the front in here. And since no enemies are coming from there, I think we can do pretty much the same for the troops here as well. Are they actually breaking through here? Well, not quite. Okay, once again, one unit routing. So, who is firing at us? Some skirmishers there. Skirmisher cavalry, I guess some slingers as well. Oh, there is the enemy general. Let's hope we can snipe him. And perhaps we could send the triarchy here as well. Well, you can find out rather soon. So basically, well, I can try it out. I don't think the cavalry units will do too much good here in any case. Oh, except, well, that's nice. That enemy front there is collapsing already. And it seems these skirmishers are just walking through our units here. Those hoplites are actually quite strong, and it seems the Carthaginians are coming to join the fray at the moment. And actually we are flanked here, so let's bring in that unit to flank the enemy in turn, and our cavalry is having some difficulties at finding where they should be. And it seems these guys have been able to pass through our lines. Okay, so those guys are already wavering. I think the cavalry charge will work just fine there. However, the problem here is that even if and when we win the battle, how can we replenish our troops? Okay. So, some fresh units to this front here. And I think we are ready for next flanking maneuver. So the Carthaginian troops are still very much intact. Okay, now they are beginning to move against us. So let's get a welcoming committee ready. I don't quite dare to chase them because we may end up in a rather difficult situation on there. So let's try to hit them a bit more properly this time in here, when they are in the middle. Perhaps there is some kind of a bug. Okay, finally those are broken. So let's hope the Carthaginians... So perhaps I should form two flanking forces and try to circle them at the gates. And at least some of these units have regained their stamina. So our situation is improving a bit. And I think these guys can begin their march towards the enemy. Okay, there is that battering ram. That's probably blocking the enemies. Well, at least the towers are firing. So let's get these guys out from the back door. And actually there is something happening in here. Okay, nice. And actually it's our Hastati that's breaking. Indeed. Okay, I think the battle should be ours rather soon. Okay, and that's it. Heroic victory, nice. However, regaining those troops might be somewhat difficult. Hello Necromancer, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I uploaded it. And it seems Utica is under siege. Oh, that sounded almost like they had cannons in those triremes or biremes. Provincia Romana. Okay, so excluding that unrest, this province should be rather easily held. And still no new governor available here. But I think it's always nice to finish a stream in a decent victory. So this will be everything for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you like the content, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Feel free to post comments, give advice, ask questions and so on. And I think we will continue next Wednesday. Have a great rest of the day. QualityOldGames out.